5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition. Strap in. You're about to listen to the hottest sounds in the mix. In the mix.
Welcome to another Thursday night. Conversations with Whitney and Dwayne, our podcast show on this wonderful Thursday. Today was a beautiful day. We ain't had no snow today, Whit. We ain't had no rain today.
No rain, no snow.
We had some sun today. We had a beautiful day. We got our black on to acknowledge Black History Month this month.
Yes.
Shout out to all of our people, our blacks, our Puerto Ricans, our Dominicans, everybody who comes from, what's that word again, Whit?
Come from what?
Diaspora?
Yes.
There we go. Who comes from, right? The Mecca, the beginning, the Genesis, when it all started. Shout out to everybody who comes from that place. We got our black on representing this Black History Month, and it's also the month of favor. It's not the month of February with us. It's the month of favor. So thank you all for tuning in to another show tonight. Conversations with Whitney and Dwayne, our podcast show. We are on episode what, Whit?
This is episode 44.
Yeah.
Episode 44. And just God, thank you for allowing us to be here again for 44 episodes. Cruz, can we get a hand clap, please?
Yeah.
Please.
Our 44th episode. There it is. Our 44th episode.
44th episode.
Inspired by our book, Meeting the Authentic You. This is our book. This was the inspiration for the show. We say this week in and week out. This inspired the podcast. People was wanting a place to be able to come to be able to have conversation and dialogue with Whitney and I, because they read this book, they seen something inside of this book, and it captured them, it arrested them. And they say, yo, you know what, man, I want to have more conversation with you guys. You just can't give me that information, and I can't respond to some of the stuff that you guys put out with this book. So I need a place. So we was thinking about, workshops. We was thinking about, we was thinking about a bunch of different things, and podcasts is what grabbed us and said, let's do a podcast. So each week we decided to say we're going to discuss every inspiration, meditation, devotion, whatever you want to call it, inside of our book, and have conversation about it. And that's what we decided to do. And fortunately for you guys, we have more than 44 inspirations inside of this book. Is the reason why we have 44 episodes of this show. And that's the reason why we're still going to keep this going, even though we done covered everything inside of this book. So we thank you all for inspiring us to get creative and tap into something that we didn't even think about when we wrote this book, which is this podcast show. What you got, Whit?
Thank you to all the supporters. Thank you just so much for buying the book, purchasing the book, sharing it with your friends and family. Thank you for the schools who have our book in their libraries. Thank you so much for the support. This book is definitely intergenerational, because it's not just for young people. It's not just for older people. It's for everybody. So Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for looking out.
Yeah.
We couldn't do this without you. And like Dwayne said, this was the inspiration for our podcast.
Yeah.
So this is the month of favor, And we have a prayer conference line that we have. Oh, goodness. It's been magnificent, transformative. We actually had it since about 6 years now?
Yeah.
But we went into 2019 seeking God every single day for 31 days in January. And then God gave us another what's the word I'm looking for?
Vision.
There we go. Another vision assignment.
There you go.
Dwayne, and came up with February 28 days. 28 days of favor. 28 days of favor. The call has been phenomenal. Thank you for everyone who has called on and shared with us. The call is interactive. It's 7 o'clock in the mornings. We wake up 7 o'clock every single day seeking God, because we know this month God is going to shower favor. He has been. Since we've been on this line, we heard the testimonies and just been enlightened by, people sharing with us, and it's been transformative for me. You?
Yeah, it's been super powerful. I'm extremely grateful that we so connected that we able to hear, and the fact that we heard what we heard, and then to be able to hear people give testimony, right, about how the calls have been so transformative and powerful for them, and they've been transforming. They've been experiencing breakthroughs. They've been changing their attitudes. They feel new. That just confirms what it is that we know that we heard. And I'm super excited about that. And who knows? Y'all might be hearing from us throughout the rest of the year. You know what I mean? We're not even just looking at March. Y'all might be hearing from us for the rest of the year. So we excited, man.
We've been talking about it.
And we so excited about it that's not even how we even start the show. We started the show talking about the prayer call. We normally start the show with the rundown of everything else that we cover. But we started with that because that's one of the things that we are very, very excited about right now. The prayer call, 28 days of prayer. 28 more days, rather, of prayer, and we are in the month of favor. And people have been experiencing the favor. We had a testimony on the line the other day, or a sister talked about how she had experienced some challenges medically and how she didn't want to go through this process and how she had to go through that process and how the bill for that process was so crazy for her. And only to find out that in this month of favor that the sister was able to receive money, because the doctors in the hospital told her that we overcharged, and she got money back. So she wasn't anticipating that. So we know that for a fact that she was able to receive some level of favor that she didn't even anticipate. So we're just great, and that's one of the many stories that we've heard so far. So we anticipate so many other stories being told, and that's where we're going to start with there. But do me a favor real quick. Tell us about this 4th annual Go Get It.
Well, let's tell them about the number they can call in.
Okay, let's give it to them. Go ahead.
You know by heart?
Yeah, no, I don't.
I can't see it up there. We have the flyer up there, but look, we can't give you the number tonight, but go on our social media handles. Oh, there we go. Thanks, Cruz. The number is 515-739-1015.
Yeah.
Again, that number is 515-739-1015, and the passcode is 383-812-662. So join us, 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is day 22.
Yeah, do that.
So you don't want to, you're not going to want to miss this, okay?
Yeah, please
Alrighty, so Go Get It, the 4th annual Go Get It Women's Empowerment Conference. Yes. Oh, I'm so excited about it. This year's theme for 2019 is Breakthrough.
Yes.
Breaking through the walls, breaking through the chains, breaking through bad relationships, whatever. Or I might even have to go through the break-in so I can break through some things, right?
Yeah.
So this conference is going to be phenomenal. I already have speakers reaching out to me. If you're interested to be one of our presenters, our transformative speakers, please reach out to me. Also, vendors actually have about 5 vendors already. We just put out the flyer out. Oh, there we go. Hey.
It was popping last year, y'all. It was lit.
It was sold out last year.
It was sold out. We had some amazing speakers in the building. I was one of them. But it was amazing last year. It was super duper dope. You want to make sure you get your tickets. You want to make sure you in the building. This 4th annual of this Go Get It Women's Empowerment Conference. There was also men in the building. So please make sure you get your tickets. My sis Whit is taking off. She is being a blessing along with her crew, her staff, and people who are part of that vision. Jamie, LaShawn, please, DJ LaShawn, please make sure you guys contact them for your tickets. Contact Whit for your tickets. This is the 4th annual of this Go Get It Women's Empowerment Conference.
Thank you, Dwayne, for that. Being held at the Watson Hotel in New York. We moved it down to the city. So you want to be in the building, you want to be in the number. Okay.
And if you in the city, you got every train, bus to get you there. You got the Uber, you got yellow cabs, green cabs. I don't care how you got to get there. But make sure you are there. You ain't got no excuse. Oh, that's too far. That's upstate. I can't drive. Get your ticket. You got every reason to get downtown. Act like this is a job. The same way you get up and you go to work in the snow and the rain and the sun is hot, it's cold, it's a blizzard, but your boss making sure he or she cracking that whip, making sure your ass get to work, excuse my expression. You want to make sure you at this conference. You want to make sure you're there because I guarantee you it's not only about what you're going to receive, it's also going to be about who you connect with and what you're going to be able to give to somebody else. I said in the beginning of the year, that I said in the beginning of 2019, this year is not only the year of what we're going to get, it's the year of what we giving. What are we giving to 2019? Not only what we going to get. Every year we looking to get something. But what are you going to give to 2019? And I promise you, if you show up to this Go Get It conference coming to give something, you will receive more than what you gave. I promise you, you will get more than what you gave if you decide to show up. So make sure you purchase your tickets for this 2019 Women and Men Empowerment Conference.
That's right, Women
from us
and
this
Men.
week.
Thank you. I don't even have to say anything else.
Okay.
But what you can do is, if you want to contact us, go to we have a Facebook page, Go Get It Women's Empowerment Conference. Also Instagram. My social media handles as I am Whitney D. Smith.
Yeah.
On Instagram and Whitney D. Smith. On Facebook, you can find me. Trust me, all the information is there. Info at Go Get It Women's Empowerment Conference.
Okay. There it is.
Let them know about the Vibe With Me movement.
Yo, again, as it is our custom on this show, thank you everyone who tunes in and vibes and rocks with D Graham every morning. For this week and last week, for my people who will watch this show later on and people who tuned in now, I've been taking a break. For the last 18 months, I got up every day and I gave you guys a video. Whatever it is that was on my heart, I gave it. But for the last 2 weeks, you know what? Honestly, y'all, I've been resting. I've been refueling. I've been reflecting. I've been getting this energy together so I can continue to go into this year giving 2019 more than what I gave 2018. So the last 2 weeks I've been resting. But what I want to do is say thank you to everybody who still continues to repost the videos, who continue to, keep this energy and this vibe going. And most importantly, the people who are connecting to God because of the video. So I don't want to make this about me, because you believe in God again. You got back up again. You praying again. You believe in God. You believe you want your purpose again. You're a better mother. You're a better father. You're a better sister, a better friend, a better brother, a better mate. Whatever it is, whatever your titles are, you are better because you've seen something coming from D. Graham, because God anointed me to do this thing every morning, and you are transformed as a result of it. So shout out to everybody in different parts of the world, Holland, London, Africa, Canada, all across the U.S., the different islands, people who are tuned in every morning saying, yo, D. Graham, where you at? I need that energy. I need that vibe. I love you guys. I thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. We're looking at anywhere between 50 to 60 to 70,000 people every week who are saying, where he at? The numbers don't lie, as Jay-Z said. Some people say that they do lie. But when I check my Instagram and I see the people who tune in every week, we're looking at 50 to 60 to 70,000 people every week who come into my page saying, I need to see what that man got to say. So I want to shout you guys out and say thank you so much for tuning in, sharing the videos, reposting, and doing your best to be connected to God and being a better version of yourself. That's the Vibe With Me movement. Thank you so much for everybody who purchased apparel. Why are you laughing, Whit?
No, I'm laughing at Treasure. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Y'all think about yesterday?
No. I'm just,
it's fine.
no, because
it's all right.
When I part, come on.
Oh, her part.
Sorry.
Oh, she getting ready. She getting ready because she up next.
She
Okay, everybody. Let's do this real quick. We have added.
What we got? You want to do a spirit check, or you want to tell this segment?
No, we can do
added?
both. We can do both.
Okay, let's do.
We can do both. But let's ease this thing in real quick.
Yeah,
right?
let's ease it in.
So we have in addition to our podcast show, we have a wonderful, powerful, beautiful addition to the show.
Yes,
and that
we
is
do.
our friend, our sister, Trey.
Yes,
We call her Trey. Her name is Treasure, but we call her Trey. Round of applause for Trey on the show.
Yes.
Trey has joined us. We have welcomed her to be a part of the Conversation with Whitney and Dwayne. She is a part of the show.
Yes, she was a visitor for a couple of days.
Yes, she was.
A couple of episodes, but then she just said, hey.
She tuned in a few times, watched us. She came on.
Right.
This is her third time.
It's the third
The
time.
first and second time, right? And now what we're doing now is we're allowing her to come on and tap into the untapped parts of her.
There you go.
There we go. Look at that. Look at that amazing, phenomenal, and powerful woman of God who is on the screen. That is what's going on right now. Shout out to Treasure. So when you guys see us on our show, she is the addition. She will be covering a segment of the show along with being in conversation with us on the show and doing her best to just challenge herself to tap into parts of her that will lift her life and herself into a new realm. So welcome her to the show. We thank you, Treasure, for journeying with us, for believing in what we're doing and saying that, you know what, I want to be not only connected to them, but I want to participate and I want to give there it is. I want to give to what Whitney and Dwayne are doing. So
Love
we thank
it.
you so much.
Love
So
it.
the laughter and the jokes and the kiki and the ha-ha that was going on is because Treasure's over here
She
getting herself
concentrated. She
ready.
getting herself
She's
mentally
preparing for her
ready.
part.
So I'm
She's
looking
like,
at her
I don't
and
know
I'm-
how Dwayne and Whitney got so comfortable and they not nervous, but I'm nervous over here. So she's getting herself together for her contribution to the
She's
show.
gonna be taking
and
care
that's
of
what's going on.
She's going to be taking care of our What's Going On segment.
There you go.
So I'm excited to have her here.
There we go.
In addition, so let's get into our spirit check segment.
There we go.
Our spirit check segment is where we check our spiritual climate, how we're feeling, what's going on, that whole thing. So who wants to start?
Let's start with Treasure.
Let's start with Treasure.
How's your
y'all.
spirit? There
Hey,
you go.
How
There
y'all
we go.
doing?
There we go.
My spirit check right now is a little nervous,
Okay.
but I'm also excited.
Okay.
I'm excited about where this new journey is going to take me and how it's going to add to my life
There we go.
and others.
Nervous,
Dope
excited.
language, though. Where's
Nervous,
it gonna
excited,
take
and knowing that it's going to add to her life.
And
That's
where's it
dope.
gonna take you?
What's going on with? How's your spirit?
Oh, my spirit is in a little, it's I don't even know what word for it, but it's in discerning. I'm in a discernment mode, trying to discern a couple of things. But I'm good. God has been good to me. And I'm excited. I'm expecting, and
That's good.
I'm just happy. I'm not expecting. No, I'm expecting no babies.
Round of
not
applause
yet.
for Q's for that question, baby. There we go.
One day, my baby's 17, but expecting greatness. I'm expecting a release, and I'm excited about what God's doing in my life. Although the challenges will come and have came, but at the same time, I'm excited. I'm expecting new realms of glory,
There
and I'm
we go.
excited that
Oh,
Treasure is sharing this platform with us.
That's super duper dope. That's super duper dope. Shout out to Treasure. Shout out to Whitney.
What about you?
For you guys, spirit check. I'm excited tonight as well, man. I'm just grateful, as I've been saying, and I'm going to continue to say that we started the year off. I got to go back to the prayer call real quick. We don't got to put it up, but I'm excited because the prayer call has really set the stage for January and February. This year has started off brutal. It's been crazy. It's been unexpected things that's been going on, and I'm just grateful that we started the year with praying and fighting to be connected. And I'm excited about that. I'm also excited about tonight's guests. I'm also excited about that. I'm excited about this conversation that we're going to have with our guests that we have on the show. And I'm looking forward to this conversation because I'm pretty sure that our guest is going to add more value to what it is that we're doing. And I'm excited about it. So we have not only you, Whit, in the building with your phenomenal value and contribution.
Well, thank you for that,
Myself
sir.
as well. And now Treasure is an addition to this conversation. And now this value and this worth of what we're doing. And now we have an additional guest who's going to also add additional value to the show.
Yes, can't
And I'm
wait to
super
introduce her.
duper excited about all of the value that's being added to the vision.
All the
And that's
greatness
so-
that's attached.
There you go. I'm
to
super
the vision
excited
and the
about
right
all
people
of what is
going.
going on. The value that's being added to what's going to the vision that God has given to us makes me excited. And I'm super excited about all that's going on. And that's my spirit check right now. With
Well, dope spirit check. So now let's get into our what's going on.
What's going on?
What's
Hey,
going on?
what's going on? This is the What's Going On segment of the show,
need to
ladies
do
and
it,
gentlemen, where we get into sometimes, what's going on socially, sometimes what's going on in the entertainment industry, sometimes what's going on in the entrepreneurship industry.
In the
We
community.
tend to cover different things. And today, this is the segment that we have brought Treasure on for. She will cover this portion of the show. She's not by herself. We will hold her down. We will
got
be
your
in
back,
conversation
girl.
with her. And immediately after we cover the What's Going On
got your
segment,
back.
we will be inviting our guests onto
Yes,
the
and
show.
I'm
So,
excited about
Treasure,
it.
it's your time to shine. What is going
What
on
is
at this
popping
particular
out
time
here in
right
these
now?
streets?
What's going on, Treasure?
Hey, y'all. This is Treasure.
Hey.
And this is what's going on.
There we go.
So this Jussie Smollett
Yes.
drama,
There we go.
I know.
this saga,
Yeah.
it's like it's so crazy.
Yeah.
Today he surrendered himself.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, yeah, I heard
he
that.
now has a felony charge.
Felony charge? How
Felony
many years?
charge.
He's being brought up on charges.
He may see up to 5 years.
Up to 5 years for
Up
goodness.
to 5 years. So
sabotaging
not only,
yourself.
For
not
staging.
only
Left and
has
right.
his career been in jeopardy,
Yeah.
now it's in jeopardy. Now he's facing charges.
His life in jeopardy.
His life is in jeopardy.
Wow.
That's amazing. That's That's
Wow.
amazing. Like, he sabotaged his own self.
Wow.
Like, he was his own worst enemy.
And guess how much he paid them? Allegedly.
$1 million.
Allegedly.
No.
$3,500
$3,500 a piece?
altogether. The brothers. $3,500.
That ain't no money.
Wow.
They put themselves at risk too for $3,500, but they got off.
What? Are you finished? Or you
No,
got
not
some
yet.
more?
No. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Let's
We
go.
already
Not yet.
jumping
So
in.
his bail was set at $100K.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
He got it.
Lee Daniels.
Right. Lee Daniels.
If he supports him.
So, right. Absolutely.
That's true.
Well, we don't know if he's supporting him because now a lot of his episodes are being cut. So now the editors have to come in and cut a lot of the episodes that were already
As they
taped.
should.
You know what I mean? So
Wow.
now they're protecting their franchise.
Wow.
So
Their
also the brothers,
Mm-hmm.
one brother is a double on
Yeah, I know
Empire.
he's on the
He's
show.
a double, and also the other brother is a personal trainer.
Yeah. His personal trainer.
His personal
I think.
trainer.
Right.
Right.
That is something.
So they have
else.
video
Wow.
of them in
Wow.
the store purchasing.
Yeah, I saw that. Purchasing the rope.
The rope.
To put, you know what?
And the
That's
tape.
you know what's so crazy about that is that you know how everybody was putting up Jesse on social media saying pray for Jesse, this for Jesse. That's why I wait because you got to make sure all the facts are actually all the what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. You got to make
said
sure
it
that
right. You said it
information
right.
is factual. You
There
know what I'm
you go.
saying? Before you want to go ahead and support, people who are, you want to make sure everything is factual, right? So that's why I wasn't putting up everything. I wasn't putting up his picture because everybody was saying, pray for Jesse, pray for Jesse, pray for Jesse. Now what? That's
I
why
guess we
wait.
just have to see how it plays out at this point.
Is that all you have for us, Stretcher?
That's all I have.
That's a phenomenal job.
You did a great
round of
job the
applause.
first
There
time.
we go.
See,
There we go.
I'm the
There
one
we-
stuttering.
Round of applause. There we go. Round of applause.
Al.
Round of applause. Round of applause for Treasure. She did a great job on her first time covering the What's Going On segment. So here's my thoughts, right? Before we get into our guests regarding this hot, I don't want to call it a hot topic. That's somebody else's language. In this
Yeah.
What's Going On segment of our show, right? What I dislike about this situation, right, and how the brothers being handled is that I have not seen anybody, and I'm not saying that it doesn't exist, but I have not seen, and I'm not referring to you, Whit, so don't take this wrong, because I love what you said, because it's real. That's true, right, in terms of how we should handle. We shouldn't be so quick to follow, right, a lot of that stuff that's going out when things go out, right? I definitely agree with that, right? But in terms of the level of compassion, the level of, you don't got to like it. Right? Yes, it could be wrong, right? Things could have transpired if this thing would have went through. But when you start identifying yourself, right, as a Muslim, as a Christian, as whatever you see yourself as spiritually or religiously, why does that stuff go out the window when people get caught in sin? Why does that stuff go out the window when people get caught in their wrong? Why is that only acceptable and you only want it for you? So when I look at this thing here, of course, initially, I too, because it's overwhelming. It's a hot topic. It's on the news. It's on scrolls and
everywhere.
feeds. It's everywhere, right? So you can find yourself giving into what everybody else is saying about the brother who made the mistake that he made, the choice that he made, even if he made it with good intention, because of the spiritual climate, the racial climate that we're in here in this country. And he tried to use something. He went about it the wrong way. We covered this last week, right? Somebody going about something, believing in what they believe in, but going about it the wrong way. My issue is the lack of compassion amongst individuals who identify themselves as spiritual individuals who choose not to be compassionate, who will rather be condemning, fault finding, hold him accountable, nail him to the cross. He deserves this, that was wrong. Where's the compassion? Where's the love? As if you too did not stage something, as if you too did not lie about something, as if you too didn't do anything wrong. You just didn't get caught the same way he got caught. So for me, my issue, not in his defense, but my issue regarding this issue is, where's the compassion? Where's the love? Where's the understanding? Can we get to that point? And is humanity, and this is my last point regarding the what's going on segment, is humanity, or has humanity arrived at a point where we no longer have compassion for people who make mistakes?
Well, he needs to confront his stuff first,
I
so we can help. They're not going to have some type of compassion, but I need you to confront your stuff and know that what you did put not just you, but put your community that you represent, right? Put those two guys, even though they do have a choice, they put them in situations. So I need you to confront that and look at it as if it's wrong. I have compassion and everything. I mean, I understand what you're saying. Compassion and love is still there, but you need to confront your stuff. You just... there's no right or wrong. Everybody's entitled. No, which is fine. And this is why we love having conversation, right? We've been this way since we met, right? And I think that, again, not trying to make my perspective the dominant perspective and the perspective that everybody needs to agree with. I'm just simply saying that I believe that sometimes certain things happen not for us to focus on what somebody did wrong, but for us to look at ourselves. And I think that people are not looking at themselves. I think that everybody's so consumed and focusing on what the brother did because it's a hot topic. 2 days from now, 3 days from now, we're not going to be thinking about the brother because it's going to be somebody else who done did something that we're going to be talking about. So for me, I'm looking at what's happening in the times that we're living in. And we're living in a time where people are becoming insensitive, inhumane, not able to identify with struggle and mistake because you get a chance to feel better about yourself talking about somebody else's wrongdoing than you being able to identify and say, oh, wow, I made mistakes too. I'm still messing up. I still don't got it together. As a matter of fact, I'm never going to have it together. But I love being able to talk about somebody else who ain't got it together because that makes me feel good about myself. And that's all I want to say about this brother who unfortunately decided to make a decision who he thought or he believed that what he was staging and planning, if any of this stuff is true, because all we going off of, there we go. I love that. Allegedly. Because it's what they gave us. Yeah, because allegedly they also said that, because a note was sent to the studio,
that was a week prior.
A week prior, he was upset because of the lack of response for it.
There you go.
So, but allegedly. But we're going to get into our topic for tonight, but we're going to introduce our guest. Treasure, you want to have the pleasure of introducing our guest for this evening?
Yes, we have the lovely Nadia Monique.
Say that one more time with a little bit more energy for us, please.
Yes, please.
The lovely.
There we go.
Nadia Monique.
There we go. The lovely.
Who is the CEO and founder of Sparkle Travel with Sparkle.
There we go.
Travel with Sparkle.
Yeah,
let's get her seat.
Let's
get her seat in together.
All right, let's get her seat in ready. So come on, can we give her a round of applause?
Yes.
There we go.
We're gonna sit her in the middle. We're gonna have her in the middle. Or what we're gonna do? That's good. Okay. I want to be able to see you. There we go. We setting her up. We got to get some music and stuff going on up in here.
If you want the headphones on, you can have the headphones.
Okay. Oh, goodness gracious. Welcome. All right. So tell us a little bit more about our guest or our special guest. Do you want to speak more about yourself? What do you prefer?
Treasure. Well, when did you found your company?
So, I started my own company about 3 years ago, but I have been, how can I say it? I've been in the business since 2007. So I would say 11 years.
Okay.
Wow.
I started organizing friends and family together to do group travel. Primary, we did cruises every other year. And then I decided about 4 years ago to take my hobby and my love for traveling to the next level and make it a form of employment.
That's awesome.
So I've been, I was with a host agency for about a year, and I did so well. I decided to branch off and form my own LLC, and it's been 3 years now.
That's incredible. Can we give her a hand clap for that, please?
Thank you.
That's incredible. I think it's so great because so you took your love for traveling, the passion, and it was a gift because you were able to organize events, right? Put everything together as far as trips, and you took that to the next level as far as starting your own business. So the hosting, the hosting company,
The host agency.
so
which-
host agency, what does that entail?
So it's sort of like what a broker is to a real estate agent.
Okay.
So they basically own the company and you use their credentials.
Okay.
So there's a lot of people that are travel agents, but they don't have their own credentials, but they work under someone's credentials in order to do travel.
Okay.
So in order to get your own LLC, your own travel agency, you have to have a certain amount of sales in order to get those credentials.
Okay.
For a true travel agent. Because there are a lot of people out here called travel
There's a lot
promoters.
of people who do travel, but we want to make sure that we tell our audience that you're your own travel agency, your own business, and I like the fact that you went through that hosting company. You got your credentials, you got your feet, wet as far as the business is concerned. Learn what you need to learn, and then said, you know what, I can do this on my own.
Right.
So you took that leap of faith and transitioned into your own LLC, and I think that's phenomenal. And this is your 9 to 5, and that's dope. How dope it is to work for yourself, but do something that you love.
Yes.
You know?
Cruz, can we get a round of applause for that faith step she took?
Yes.
It definitely was a leap of faith. And
Yeah.
I was contemplating on it for a long time because I was a full-time nurse.
Ooh,
So
you had a good career, girl.
To go from nursing and then decide to do what was my hobby and make that my full-time job was actually a real leap of faith. But, God favored me and I took it. And I'm able to survive off of, the same way I was doing when I had to 9 to 5. So,
Can you say that line one more time? God did what?
favorite.
Treasure, please put that mic to her mouth, please. Put that mic right to her mouth, please. Say that one more time, please.
Favor.
There we go. There we go.
You know what? And
There we
you
go.
favored yourself too.
There we go.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
God
we
ultimately
go.
favored you. You favored yourself because
There
you
we
took
go.
that leap of faith and started and transitioned to your own LLC after even having a job in nursing.
Yeah.
A career.
A career in nursing, a career in nursing.
Yes.
So I think that's phenomenal.
And I think that that's such. I'm sorry.
No,
Someone
go
about to
ahead.
say something?
No,
No, I was going to say that I think that that's such a powerful segue into our topic of discussion for week 2, right? Last week, Nadia, we talked about levels, right? And last week we covered how, we went a few different places and we used a conversation that took place between Steve Harvey and Monique. I don't know if you're familiar with that conversation that happened on the Steve Harvey show, but we used that as our dialogue. We didn't talk about them. We used that conversation to have a conversation about the different levels that people are on. So for you now to be on the show on our second part of this show of regarding level, as it pertains to levels, right, that somebody will hear, why would she start her own business after being in that industry making, I can imagine, that amount of money,
That overtime.
right, in that arena, right, to go into doing that, right? So you went from one level to another, right, and one may appear to be greater than the other. Here's the interesting deep part with that both levels are not low levels,
Right.
right? Both levels, depending on where you are in your understanding of each level, is a high level.
It is. It depends on. Go ahead.
But what level fulfilled you? Now
Now
not
that's
that
the
the
key.
nursing didn't fulfill.
That's
Right,
key.
but one could have fulfilled because you provided a service. One could have fulfilled because you provided a service and you're being serviced as you're operating on that level. So as we prepare now to get into the topic of conversation, thank you so much for being here tonight, because I don't believe in coincidence. Each guest, each conversation sets the stage for us to engage in wonderful dialogue. Wonderful dialogue that grows us, that transforms us, that equips us for the rest of our lives. That is the conversations that me and my sis Whit love to have, and we welcome other people into that space to be able to engage those kind of dialogues. So as we now start the show to have conversation about the levels, the different levels that people are on, and how sometimes levels are misconstrued, misunderstood, sometimes judged because people don't understand. We understand based on the level that we're on. We receive based on the level that we're on. Now we can have a conversation about not necessarily our guests on the show and our addition to the show, right? But we can have conversation now about how do we, if we can come up with a question, right? Are we willing to transform so we can continue to evolve and be equipped to handle whatever the level is that we're being prepared for?
Let me ask my guest. Let's ask our guest.
Let's do it.
What type of transformation process, Nadia, that you had to go through in order to equip yourself for the level that you're on? Because you have to have a certain type of mindset, and you have to go through certain type of, things to say, you know what? I want to get here. I want to be my own boss. I want to serve while being served. How the transformation process that you had to go through, or the change, how did you equip yourself to get to the other level, another level?
It was a lot of sacrifice, because what
Speak
I was
into the mic.
doing,
Thank you.
It was a lot of sacrifice for me because I was full-time working, and also I have 5 children.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So I'm a full-time mother. But so when I did my nursing full-time, and as soon as I had any moment I could, I did travel. So little by little. So I was actually doing 2 full-time jobs. And I would rush home during my lunch breaks. I would sneak and look at text messages and try to respond to people, in between my day job. And, I sacrificed because it took a lot of time away from my family. Wow. I went to a lot of conferences. There are a lot of travel agents out there. And one thing that I can tell anybody who's in the travel world is that you have a lot of competition. There's a lot of people out there that want to be like you, but the way to take yourself to the next level is to do your homework. Mm-hmm. I went to a lot of conferences, a lot of meetings. I went out and promoted myself, and I sacrificed a lot from being away from my family. And people on the outside looking in say, oh, she travels a lot, she's having fun. But,
they start talking.
Exactly.
Right? Because they don't know, they don't understand that level you're on.
Exactly. But, it looks like fun and games, but I was away from my family, David, my children's father, he was there to support me, getting up early, dropping the kids off from school when I was away at a conference. So it was a sacrifice. And
shout out to David.
Yeah, shout out to David.
Shout out to David.
Shout out to
Good
David,
looking, bro.
because he's definitely been my backbone. He
Shout out to
actually
David.
formed my company. He is the businessman part of my company. A lot of people don't know that, but if it wasn't
They
for
know it
him,
now.
yeah, he did everything as far as forming the LLC, my business. He does all my taxes. He makes sure everything is intact and set up so all my business pages. So, if I didn't have him, where would I be?
Still at the hospital.
Yeah, exactly. Because he told me, and he pushed me, and for a long time, he was in the corporate industry, and he decided to take that leap of faith and have his own business, and he encouraged me to do myself. And I was scared. Of course, yeah. No insurance, at first, and not not having benefits, and then having 5 kids. One is in college, one goes to Spelman with a big tuition. Wow. So I had to make sure everything was lined up. I had a mortgage, car note, tuition, private school. So, I had to sacrifice a lot of things before I could make that decision. And that was me basically promoting myself, going to a lot of conferences, and I spent a lot of time away from home.
So you know what too? A lot of people don't know. They just see, they just see you traveling. They see everything on social media, but they don't see that it is a sacrifice, right? So you have those people just looking outside in, saying she's traveling, or then they don't understand the levels of trying to get to entrepreneurship because they're on a different level, right?
Or she got 5 kids. Why she not with her kids? Why she over there?
Right.
Why I don't see them kids? Why don't I see them kids with her? Yeah, there you go.
People look at my Facebook page.
There you go.
Right.
And assume
there you go.
they know what is actually happening.
There you go.
Because they're on a different level.
Exactly. Right. And
why
then
them
there's
kids?
a lot of people
Why them
that
kids
fall
ain't out
back.
the country with her?
Right.
There
Exactly.
There you go.
Who's taking care of the kids?
Right.
You know?
Right. How she get all this money to go and keep traveling and traveling and traveling?
So both perspectives. Let's engage them real quick, right? I love what you said, because what you just mentioned, even though you didn't use this word, is what we've been covering on our prayer calls, which is connection. You want to make sure that you're connected to the right people when you start talking about taking your life to these new levels. That I now am able to be on this new level. I may not be where I want to be and where I believe I will be, but at least I'm not where I was, because I'm connected to somebody who was willing to sacrifice with me, who was willing to let me make sacrifices. And if we're not connected to people like that, you will find yourself being in conflict with the people who you thought was connected to you, while you're trying to take what you believe to the next level.
Right.
So I thank you for adding that to
Big up to
the
David,
conversation.
too.
Yeah, shout out to David. Can we get a round of applause for David?
Yeah,
because
hopefully
David
he'll
is
look at
playing
the
a
show.
huge
He held
part.
it down.
He is. He held you down.
While they seeing Nadia, David is in the back. He dealing with whatever he dealing with on the back end of things, trying to make sure that everything is coming together
He sees the
for
vision.
David and Nadia and these children.
He sees
So
the vision.
thank you so much for that. And I think again, Whit, that's important for us to understand, that we want to make sure that we connected to the right people, because these visions don't become actualized unless the right people are a part of these things.
Right. To either support you or add to the vision, lift you up, and give you encouragement during the vision, during you trying to work towards that vision, because everyone plays a different role, right? So I just thank you so much for sharing that. And I love Nadia. You go she's been like to every single city, country in this world.
Yeah.
And I want you to keep putting those things up, because it inspires me to say, you know what, I need to see beyond where I am. You know, and a lot of us want to get to a different level. I think if people see the world, if they see beyond their world and beyond their circumstances and beyond where they are, they'll have a totally different perspective and a vision, because they would have that experience of just seeing there is more to this.
Oh my goodness.
You know, I'm just this little person in this big old world. You know what I mean? So you putting those pictures out there just shows that, you know, there's more beyond our current sight.
Yeah.
You know?
Can I ask you one question?
Sure.
Is there anything about you that you would like the people to know about you, that the people don't know about
That's
you?
a good question.
That's a wonderful question.
Well, if it's dealing with travel, I get tired of traveling.
Wow.
Honestly, I get tired of traveling. And I wish that I could spend more time being home, you know. I always get, you're away again. But, you know, and the reality is I really get tired of traveling. I never thought I would say that.
Wow.
But, you know, I think that's what makes me different than a lot of other travel agents, because I go to different places and I explore different things for my clients to do. Like I'm going to Italy in 2 weeks.
Shoot.
So I'm actually flying to Italy because I have a group of about 170 people going with me in July. Now I'm not traveling for free. And that's what a lot of people think also, that I get to travel for free. Now granted, anything that you do in the travel industry is rewarded to you. So I'm working hard to get anything that's presented to me for free. However, I am flying to Italy on my own with my own money to go and put together a group tour for my clients that are coming down with me on the cruise in July.
I think that's so dope. So you go out to the place first and explore, set up things so you'll be familiar with those places. You don't just send your clients down and say, hey, go to Italy here. You actually know the places that you're sending your people.
Yeah. So almost 90% of places that I recommend to my clients, I've been there before. And if I haven't, I try to do my homework and research. And obviously, I haven't been a lot of places where people want to go. And there are a lot of times that I refer my clients to other agents.
Dope.
Oh, wow.
So it's like being a doctor, right? A doctor can't take care of all parts of your body.
That's
right?
true.
So an ophthalmologist does eyes and a podiatrist does feet, right? So it's sort of like that in the travel industry for me. And I'm a good travel consultant. I'm not going to try to take on the role to send everybody any and everywhere that I don't know. So I specialize really in cruises, Dubai, the Middle East, but I don't know about South Africa. I'll send a group there if we are doing an escorted tour, because I do that. But unless I know the place, I honestly don't send my clients there unless I've been there.
That's dope.
Wow. You go above and
Because,
beyond.
well, it's called customer service.
Yes.
I don't want them, when I send someone there, I need to say, well, this is where you're going to go. You're going to be good here. Anybody wants to go to Egypt? When you get to Egypt, I have somebody waiting off the plane for
Oh,
you.
I love it.
So in 1 minute or 2 minutes, for a young woman or young man who wants to come into this arena that you have been in for however long you've been there, what advice would you give them?
I would tell them to if you really want to do, anybody could be a travel agent, to be honest with you, because this career is not regulated per se. So there's a lot of people out there that are forming trips that don't have credentials. But if you really want to make yourself stand out and be a part of everyone else, I think that you should research, go to conferences, study the place, make sure that you have a niche, okay? Meaning that you say that you like the Caribbean, you only sell the Caribbean. You can't do everything.
Okay.
I do group travel. I enjoy doing group travel. Not everyone that can do group travel. I have a lot of agents that ask me, how are you able to book 50? I have 80.
I've seen those groups too on Facebook.
I have 80 people on one United flight.
Wow.
And I said to myself, why am I not chartering a plane? That's my next step.
Ooh.
I'm thinking about
I want to do a
chartering
go-get-it
plane.
cruise.
And
That's right.
we're going to talk about that, because that's another thing that I
we
want
can
to
do
do.
a Meet and
I wanna
Authentic
charter
cruise.
a whole cruise.
I want to do that.
So with that said,
We're gonna talk after the show.
with that said, we have 8 minutes to have a great conversation about levels, right? Because
wanna
I
get to
love
these levels.
no, we have to, right? Because this is part 2, and I love the conversation so
3.
far in the interviewing process of the show, right? Because she is actually growing us, challenging us, exposing us, right? Stretching us to be able to engage in conversation where whatever arena you're in, how are you, if you even are, challenging yourself to stretch beyond whatever it is that you currently doing that got you tired.
See beyond what you currently are in. See beyond something
Yes.
supernatural, just something better.
Yes,
Be
that's
able
it.
to imagine, right?
Yeah, I think that's very important. I think that's very important, and I think that's her contribution to the show. She said, you know what? Not only am I bringing 80, 75, 100 people to these different locations, why am I not? So what's happening even in her doing what it is that she stepped out of the boat to do? She's starting to envision more. She's starting to see beyond. And now she's saying, yo, wait a minute. Why am I not chartering planes? First I was excited. I'm sorry. Wait. Oh, God. Thank you. Oh, God. Wait. Wait. First I was excited about getting out of the... first I was excited about getting out of the boat and leaving the hospital and now jumping into this arena. Now I'm saying, why am I not chartering planes? This is the beautiful thing about levels. You start to transform and grow. You start to challenge yourself to get out of boats. And that's what's going on. We not only interviewing her, she's not only answering questions, but what she's pulling out of us.
Conversation.
Ahead,
It's like once you step out on faith, once you step out of that boat,
there you go.
Like God just gives you more. So He just wants you to take the first step, and she has taken the first step. God's like, "Yo, come here. I got so much more waiting for you that you don't even know yet." So as she's stepping out in the boat, you know, as far as transitioning to her LLC, she didn't think about the charter until she was out on the water.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? She didn't think about the charter.
Say it again, Whit.
Stop.
Say it, Whit. Say it. Say it, Whit. Go ahead.
No, I was saying she didn't think. But she didn't think about chartering the plane or the next vision until she was out on the water.
There we go.
So God didn't even deposit that in her spirit yet or in her desires yet until she stepped out on faith. That's why I'm like, oh wow, if you just see beyond where you currently are and take that first step, you know how much God has for you that He didn't even tell you about yet.
So as it is our custom, right?
Shoot.
On these 28 days of favor, what I want to do for you on tonight's show is declare that not only will you have 80, 100, 200 individuals flying out, but that God will give you contracts. With JetBlue.
Your own jets.
With whatever airline.
Charters.
Whatever airline that they will be contacting you because you now are the person that are bringing them business. That's my declaration for you. That God will open up that door for you. That now your kids, you don't even gotta go. Somebody else now is in your place because you set up the deal and you can sit home and spend time with your 5 kids. And shout out. Can I get a round of applause again? Round of applause for David again. So you guys can sit home and spend time with your kids because you made the sacrifice. You decided to get out of the boat. Because, let me tell y'all something. When you start to trust God and get out of the boat and you step out, God honors you. God honors you. God decides to move. But God don't move on those kind of levels without sacrifice. Oh, God. Thank you. You got to make the sacrifice. And what you did.
No, good. And He'll put those people in those places that help with those holes.
There you go.
Know what I'm saying? That you can't fill. So she had David, right? David stepped in and David encouraged her. You know what I'm saying? So God, if God is giving you this gift, that vision, He already provided the provision. He already provided the source. He already provided, not the source, the resources. He provided the solution already. So that's why although it wasn't easy, although it was difficult, although she had to sacrifice some of herself and sacrifice the life, that she wanted to spend, or not sacrifice the time with her kids, God provided the father of her children to step in on another level and fill those holes or those gaps that she at the time had to sacrifice. They both had the common goal. They both were connected and they were he was able to see her vision. They was able to see vision together and see how it's going to benefit them as a family as a whole.
That's good, Whit. That's good.
You know what I mean?
And now,
so I declare and decree that, listen, those cruises, we're going to have a meeting authentic you. I want to do, I know it's not about me, but I want to do a conference cruise for like 3 days.
we're claiming it. It's gonna be done.
I want Nadia to help us with that.
There you go, Treasure. What you?
Okay, I'm sorry.
You got something, Treasure? If you don't, it's fine. It's okay.
I don't.
Okay, that's fine. It's all right. You want to say something?
Baby steps.
I wanted to say that, Whitney, we talked about this.
We did
briefly, but it's gonna happen. I can see it happening.
I can see it.
She's
been at my conference too. For 3, was it 2 years?
Let it go.
I'm sorry, let it go. Okay. I'm sorry. I just get excited.
No, I see the vision. When you talked about it with me,
it's
already lined up in my head.
Good. I just don't know. We got to work together. I just don't know the steps. I don't know how to do it. I just know that's something definitely want to do.
We're going to do it.
Do it together. Yeah. And I just want to say thank you so much, Nadia, for being a part of the Go Get It Women's Empowerment Conference. She has been the vendor for 3 years.
3 years.
For 3 years.
And I'll be here.
And she'll be here this year. But thank you so much. This is about helping.
How many years you been a vendor, Treasure?
3 years.
There we go.
3 years.
There we go.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I take my best friend for advantage. No, that was stupid.
For granted.
For granted. That's for advantage.
Okay. That's what
well,
we
not
do
even for granted. I forget that she's here. Like she's already connected to. You know how people just connected to you. They go where you go. You go where they go. Anyway, so I forgot my train of thought because I'm just so excited about this conversation. You have encouraged someone to take that step that has been thinking about, thinking they might be in a job where they're a nurse, not I want to say a job, a career, a banking career that's beneficial financially, or that's lucrative, a nursing career that's lucrative, and they want to actually step out and do something that they might not feel at that time that's going to pay them enough money as they're getting from this other career.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But at the same time, you have showed that it is possible to step out on another level, which is not greater than the other, but you're being fulfilled. You're still serving, although you were serving in that nurse capacity, and I'm pretty sure you were getting serve as well from helping those who needed your assistance. And at the same token, you're doing this as well. You're serving just on a different level. You're still serving, and you're getting served just on a different level, another level. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. And I think that this is powerful as we come to a gradual close of the show, right? And this is where I feel led to go. I thank you so much for being here, right? Because Treasure does hair along with whatever else she's done. Today is her third time being here. She's stepping into something unfamiliar and very new. So your testimony is very, very powerful if her spirit receives and learns from this experience that you've decided to come and share, right? So I'm big on things happening not by coincidence but by purpose, right? So her being the example, and then those who will listen to this show either tonight, who are watching us on InTheMixRadio.com with 2 X's, and those who are watching us on social media, In The Mix, Instagram and Facebook, right? Who are watching us now and who will watch us later on, right, as we share this. But I think that this is so profound and powerful because people are more in relationship with their routine and their reality than they're in relationship with God and stepping out into something new and something fresh and something different. And sometimes increase and overflow, abundance, newness shows up when we get out of routine. And it doesn't come without sacrifice and pain.
Sacrifice and pain.
It comes with sacrifice and pain. It does hurt. This is not some cute process that you say, I want to do this today and it doesn't hurt. No, you do go through challenge. You do go through crisis. It does not feel good. You cry. You wonder whether or not you're making the right choice and decision, but you still stay the course. And what I didn't ask you, I don't know what knows, but what I didn't ask you is, how long you been doing this?
11 years.
Thank you. How long was you doing what you was doing before you started this?
Since 94. So 20-something years.
There we go. So if we was to put that on a scale and we was to balance the two, 20 of course is going to outweigh 11.
Yeah.
Because I've been doing this longer than I've been doing what I stepped out of, and now I'm doing. And here's the thing, as we already covered it. One is not better than the other.
It's not.
What it is what's more fulfilling. And when I understand when it's time to pivot, I got to pivot. I got to make a new choice. I got to make a new sacrifice. I got to make a new decision. Because if I don't, I'm going to stay somewhere and I'm going to be living in a space where the time already expired.
And I'm going to crumble. And I'm not going to be happy, and I'm not going to be able to... we got kids. You want to be able to show them that there's no limits.
But even if you don't. I'm sorry, Whit. But even if you don't. No, I'm sorry, but I got to go here because everybody don't have children. Even if you don't.
I was gonna say something about not having children.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Even if you don't have children, you still want to be at a point where you're in alignment spiritually with God. Where you're not still existing in a space that God is trying to call you out of, and you staying there because that's your routine. That's your familiar. That's the space that now is no longer fulfilling you. It's not transforming you. You go to work every day and you know what to do. I know this, I know this, I know this, I know this. And it's nothing new. It's not adventurous no more. You're not transforming. So when you listen to stories like tonight, where you hear somebody who had 20 plus years in an industry, in a career, in a vocation, and now she says, well, wait a minute, I want to do this. Well, why you want to do that? You helping people. Well, I feel like this is what I'm supposed to do. And then you hear how they was connected to people who supported that.
Right.
Oh, that's so powerful tonight. They connected to somebody who was supportive of that. So when you start to realize that when it's time to pivot and break connection with certain people who not connected to them being supported to what you now believe you now supposed to do, those are relationships that have to come to an end.
Yes.
They're expired.
And this has to come to an end.
I'm sorry it
It's
got to come to an
9:32.
end. You're right, Whit.
I think
I'm
we need
sorry.
2 hours, Cruz.
We probably do. We probably at some point.
No, we need it probably.
No. Okay.
Let's just talk about it. Let's
All
pray
right.
out.
Let's, okay.
Nadia, before you pray out, let's give her a hand clap. Thank you so much.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you for having me.
You have enough time.
And check out my website,
Oh yes,
Give it to him.
information
Give
real
it to him.
quick.
travelwithsparkle.com. So anybody interested.
Say it one more time because there was claps going on.
Okay, travelwithsparkle.com. Check out my website. There's a couple of group trips coming up. I also, that's my specialty. If you have a group of people that want to go away for a birthday, getaway, for a family reunion.
She does weddings.
Weddings. I do weddings. Anything that has to do with groups, that is my specialty. That's what I love doing. That's what I put together. Everything I do has a payment plan.
Payment plan, you know.
Everything that I do has a payment plan, including airline tickets for groups.
That's the best.
That's awesome. So
Wait. Before we go, Treasure, please give them your website, your information regarding this wonderful piece that you did for Wit tonight, because we looking brand new on the show tonight. Please give them your information and please let them know. Please give me information.
Trey Panache Collection, which is a premium virgin hairline.
There we go.
TreyPanache.com.
Say that one more time, Treasure, please.
TreyPanache.com.
Spell it for him, please.
TreyPanache.com.
There we go. There we go. Where do they follow you at? On Instagram, Facebook? Where are you?
Instagram, Trey_Panache, PANACHE_collection.
There we go. There we go.
Thank
My
you.
social media handle is the _D_gram _movie. That's my Instagram page, and my Facebook page, Mr. Graham is God's Child. Please follow both of those pages. Whit, give me your Instagram, social media.
I am Whitney D. Smith at Instagram, also Whitney D. Smith on Facebook, but also any of them, I am connected to them. So if you get them, you got me. If you have me, you got them.
So let's lock hands real quick. Let me get
Real
a minute
quick.
of prayer real quick. God, we thank you for another episode, another show. God, we ask that you bless every person who tuned in tonight and who will watch this show. We ask that you comfort them, every loved one who is no longer with them, every loved one who just recently passed away, every person who's sick, every person who's in a hospital, every person that's in prison, every person that's homeless, every person that's missing, every child. God, we ask that you bless that family right now and be with them at this time where they are lost, they are confused, they don't believe, they don't think you're real no more. We intercede for them right now. Feed them, love them, forgive them, bless them, lift them, give them the vision, give them the idea, give them the dream that will change their life and lift their life and make them understand that they will never doubt your existence ever again. This is our prayer on tonight. We thank you for another opportunity. We ask that you bless the people who allowed us to host this moment in this time. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much for
guys.
another opportunity, another show. Conversation with
We
Whitney and
out.
Dwayne, episode 44. We'll be back next Thursday. Conversation with Whitney and Dwayne, episode 45.
We
We will
out.
be back. We out.